So who's CAPA? Why CAPA? What do we do? We've been around for over 30 years. We have a lot of experience with internships abroad with over 21,000 sites. So these are different companies that we partner with, that if you'd like to do an internship in a different country, we will facilitate that for you. And I'll talk about the placement process and the matching process. But that's something we're really proud of at CAPA, is our professional and personal development, and internships are a big part of that. They're optional, so you don't need to do an internship in one of our programs, but definitely a great thing to pursue, because there's no extra cost if you wanted to add an internship. The internships have a guaranteed placement, so as long as you're accepted to our programs, the internship will be customized to your goals and your major and what you hope to do after graduation. And we will offer personalized support, so before you get abroad and when you get there. We have a ton of support services, which I can chat about today. Of course, there's the study and study abroad. We offer courses. They're really super interesting for all different types of majors, which you should definitely explore on our website. There's a great tool if you just search CAPA all courses. That's a great way to see what sort of academics are available and see what might be able to transfer back to your transcript. And we also have just extra co-curricular activities like My Global Cities is what we call a calendar of events that we offer all the time. Just every week there's another free event where we take you to secret parts of the city that you might not normally go to, different sort of excursions and things like that. I wanted to talk about our locations, because that's probably one of the most important or exciting parts of what you're thinking about when you're considering studying abroad. So we operate in 5 locations. When we say that we operate there, it means that we have our center there. We have a full-time staff there. We have an internship team there. We have a resident director there. We have student support services there. We have our own faculty there. So these are our centers across these global cities around the world. So Barcelona, Dublin, Sydney, London, and Florence. Something that you'll notice about CAPA is that we're really focused on urban environments. It's really important to us. We think that cities are the future, and so when you study abroad with CAPA, you'll be definitely really immersed into the city that you choose to study in. So we've got a couple options like I touched upon briefly before. So the first one is CAPA Global Cities. This is kind of our main program, and those are located in all of the locations I mentioned before. You can study with us in a semester program, a summer program, or a short-term program. We also have direct enroll programs. So what this means is that there are universities that already exist in these cities that we partner with, and we can facilitate you to enroll directly onto those university campuses. And then this is a good option for students who want to be more involved, more independent from CAPA, but more immersed into another international experience on another campus. As well as remote internships. So remote internships is something that we've done. We've started in this year as a result of the COVID pandemic, because students weren't able to study abroad physically in the summer and fall, although we are picking that back up in the spring 2021. But remote internships is something that we've started doing. We love it. Students have loved it, and it's not going anywhere. So we'll be able to facilitate an internship with a company from somewhere else in the world, and you can have that professional experience on your resume. I'll chat about that in a second. Cool. So just an idea of Global Cities programs. If it's a semester program that you want to do, they're about a full-length semester. You can get anywhere between 12 to 18 credits. For our summer programs, we have 6-week programs, so they're a little bit shorter. They're often a little bit more affordable too, because they are shorter. And then you can get 6 to 9 credits. And we also have even sort of mini-year, smaller certificate programs in the summer. These are all in London. London is our biggest location, so we have a lot of programs there. So we have one on global health. So if you're interested in healthcare, we have a global health and comparative healthcare course there that's accelerated. Also wrongful conviction. This is if you're interested in social justice or political science. This is talking about what happens when somebody is wrongfully convicted of a crime and how can you exonerate them and free them from prison. We have a really famous professor who teaches this course. It's very exciting. If you're interested, please let me know. And also travel writing, it's kind of self-explanatory, which is a 4-week program in London. The direct enroll, like I mentioned before, this is the one where you join another campus in another city. We have them in 4 cities, and these are the names of the universities that we partner with. The reason that you would choose to study with us on a direct enroll, to enroll directly with them, is because we offer a lot of support in terms of visa advising. It's sometimes overwhelming to apply for a visa when you're going to a new city. We'll definitely help with that. We'll have support services on staff in that city, and like other networking opportunities as well. So that is something that you could definitely chat more about if you're interested in a direct enroll option. Cultural engagement is really important for us, even if you are doing a remote internship. So, but for all of our programs, we have these My Global City activities, like I mentioned before. They are free or no cost. They're really another way of just looking at that city as another extension of your classroom and kind of learning more about the city through various activities and excursions. This could be like a walking tour or a bike tour or a food tour or a cooking class, something like that. There's also opportunities for language or cultural exchange. And as I mentioned, we partner with a lot of local universities, so there's a lot of great ways to get connected with other students from around the world that way. As well as internships is another way of getting culturally immersed in a country, because you're getting to understand the people in that industry, how they work. You might want to go out for a pint of something after, or you can keep it non-alcoholic for after work. So it's another great way to just kind of connect with the culture. We also have service learning and volunteering opportunities. So if you're interested in getting more involved with your city that way, that is another thing that we're able to facilitate. I'll keep this slide pretty brief, but this is just generally what our program includes. So when you look at our website, you'll see a price, and this will include all of this stuff. Basically, this is everything except the flight and your food. So that's totally, everything else is covered. So tuition, housing. One thing to note is the public transit pass. It's often, so as soon as you sort of land in Barcelona or London or Dublin, you'll have that travel card ready to go so you can explore the city. So internships is something that a lot of students are interested in. I have a lot of questions about. Why would you want to do an internship abroad? There are so many reasons. We've found that when you're looking for a job after graduation, 60% of hiring managers are looking for candidates with international experience. And then they're often more likely to give them a 20% higher salary, even just from an entry-level position, but for having that experience. And 75% of employers say that study abroad is important when they're considering entry-level positions. It's a great way to gain experience in your field. So you may be studying whatever your major is at home at your home campus in Alabama, but it's a great way to see from a different point of view, from a different city, different culture, how they perceive this industry, and just getting more things added to your resume to add for after you graduate. As well as, just building skills and making more connections globally. And some interns may want to maintain those connections with their site supervisors, may want to end up moving or working abroad in the future, and that's a great way to network. Or even just have someone to visit if you want to go back one day. Remote internships are, as I mentioned, a super cool new offering. We will be continuing to offer them even though we're now returning to in-country. So this is an opportunity to intern remotely with a global organization. This program you can do at home, wherever you are in the world, on campus, taking classes at Alabama, whatever. But then you can also do this remote internship on the side, I guess. And if you need academic credit for the internship, that's an option as well. There's an internship course that you can enroll in. if you want to, and that could be 3 or 6 credits. Or if you just don't want academic credit and you just want to have this experience, which I don't blame you, you can take it as a non-credit option as well. Just take a look at the fields there. That's not an exhaustive list, but these are just some examples of fields that we're able to place students in internships in. Again, I will be here for a while. Just if you have any questions about what your major is and what your area of interest is, and kind of talk about feasibility of what an internship might look like. As I mentioned, you can get credit for your global internship course. So we have this really incredible course which goes with the remote internship, and if you go abroad and do an internship, you'll take it there too. So the first part of that course is obviously the internship placement. The placement would be about 20 hours a week, which is part-time, and master classes is another part of that. This is kind of like TED Talks. It's another great way we introduce industry professionals to come in and give kind of classes about whatever different fields are, and you can learn about from different professionals about what kind of field may be good for you to go into in the future. Mentoring is a huge part of this as well. So you'll be in a classroom or a remote classroom with a group of other people who are also taking classes, who are also taking an internship in a country around the world. So you may be in Alabama interning with a company that's based in Barcelona. In your classroom might be a student from California who's taking an internship in London, and a student from Minnesota who's taking an internship in Sydney. And so you're all coming together and sharing all these experiences, and there's just so much sort of cultural and professional things to unpack, as well as a mentor from who's local to the country of the company that you'll be interning at. We'll be able to make a kind of cultural connection and say, like, why did they ask me to do this? Or why do they email this? Or what does this word mean in Ireland versus, United States? So that is another great support of the internship course. As well as career workshops. These are super cool. There's one that is one of my favorites, is our mock interview workshop. So towards the end of the program, you have the opportunity to do a mock interview. So you'll practice interviewing for a job that you would be applying for after graduation, and then we'll interview you, or mock interview you for the position, and then give immediate feedback, on how you did and how you can do better and how you can better communicate yourself in an interview after graduation. We also have LinkedIn workshops and all sorts of sort of professional development there. So we talked about the inclusions before for going in country. What the remote program includes is just about almost the exact same things. So any tuition for your course, the internship, obviously, the social events can be virtual as well as all the pre-departure and on-site or remote support. I should mention scholarships. The big question that we get asked is, how can I fund my study abroad experience? We offer a lot of scholarships. We have one in particular that's very popular. It's need-based. So if you get financial aid, you should definitely apply for our need-based scholarship. It involves writing a couple little essays. If you'd like to learn more about funding study abroad, CAPA is offering an info session next week on the 22nd. And I can share the link after if you would like, just talking about all these different types of scholarships with CAPA and outside of CAPA. So for example, what is the Gilman Scholarship and how should you apply for it? What is the FEI Access Scholarship? There's a ton out there. We're definitely on call to help you find the best way to fund your abroad experience. In terms of application, what to expect. When you apply for a CAPA program, you'll usually do it about 90 days before the program starts. It's just a good kind of rule of thumb. You need to prepare at least 3 months before. You work with your home campus study abroad office, who I'm sure you're already in touch with, and your academic advisor, to talk about what will be approved and what courses will transfer in. When you complete your CAPA application, it's very simple. If you're not doing an internship, it just kind of asks for some basic information. If you are doing an internship, we'll ask for more things like a cover letter and resume, and then we'll also offer support with, you know, making sure your resume is polished, making sure your cover letter is clear, and that's something that you'll have a lot of support with from your program advisor that you'll be assigned to as soon as you start an application. Some things to be thinking about now are, if you're planning on going abroad, definitely be making sure that you have a passport or renewing it if it's going to expire. Processing might be a little bit slow lately. And then just definitely connect with an admissions advisor with CAPA or with your study abroad office to see if you have any other questions. So you can definitely contact me, someone else in the office. And here's just some contact information in case you have any questions about our programs. And as I mentioned, I'll stick around too. That 1-800 number you can call anytime. You know, we're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And we're based in Boston, just fun fact. Cool. So I will see if you have any questions. I'd be happy to like talk a little bit, see what your majors are, and learn some more.